Yeah, well, you gotta get some shits that were fucked. That's was probably already out there. I don't know if anybody can copyright that because it's such a general statement. But okay, just shake my head. You ready?
Whenever you are.
Okay, buddy.
Logan, oh my gosh, you think some of these things would go away, but no, they don't go away. Drones here, drones there, drones freaking everywhere. What the hell's going on, dude? I mean, you've got me, a right-winger, agreeing with who? Yeah, Democrat local officials in places like New Jersey and New York. What the hell? What's going on? Why are these things buzzing around? So we got to come back to that. I'm sorry. We got to talk about Elon. He crashed Trump's Mar-a-Lago visit from Jeff Bezos. Kind of funny. And Doge, we're going to talk maybe a little bit about that. This continuing resolution bill to March just pisses me off. I guess, we're not surprised. And of course, they're, getting in all their pork and all their spending before Trump gets in there, before the Doge guys have a chance. And then Luigi Mangione, he just won't go away. He's the modern day Joker? Is that what you were telling me the other day?
Some news article, yeah. I didn't call him that.
All right, we'll touch on Luigi a little bit, and we'll dig a little deeper, maybe to United Healthcare and their stock situation a little bit. Some F-18s, one was just shot down. Friendly fire. What? We spent all this money on military. We got all this high-tech stuff. And somebody's accidentally shooting down one of our planes. Thank God the pilots got out. Anyway, we'll cover that and so much more. Logan and I'm going to press Logan a little bit today. We're going to briefly go over the UFO ET thing real quick, and then we're going to parlay that right into the drone thing again. And Dr. Stephen Greer, some of his wacky predictions that, if come true, are supposed to happen here very soon. That and a bunch of internet wackiness. Oh, and maybe we'll wind it up with a few movie reviews and whatever blessings we can bless upon our wonderful fans. And what a year it's been, Logan. 2024, we're wrapping things up now. I don't know if this is going to be our year review show. Maybe that'll be our next one. But man, I thought by now this drone thing would be done. And Log, I'm a nutball. People know that who watch our show. I'm a goofball. Sometimes I'm obnoxious. Sometimes I'm overbearing. Sometimes I'm a freaking annoying know-it-all. Guilty as charged to all the above. But then there's times, dude, when I just go, I don't know. And this drone thing, folks, I don't know. I mean, there are lawmakers, again, more on the state and local level. They're looking foolish. They're actually talking like real people. Well, can you believe that? Politicians actually making some sense. Even some people in the media, who I feel about the media. I loathe most of y'all, okay? Most of y'all are just overpaid, scumbags. But some people in the media are making sense, talking common sense, as you all should, about everything, okay? About the drones. So apparently, even people who are, let's say, normally gatekeepers about, this, that, and the other, news of the day, they're all kind of scratching their head. Like, so, dude, I'll just say, I got nothing other than, is this some kind of major psyop that they're doing to us, or some major distraction to what is all going on? I mean, what do you think, man?
It's a weird one. It's weird. So Joe Rogan put out some video that was kind of captivating. It got a lot of attention. It's more of what they call viral. Some guy, I'm not specific with his name, but he owns a drone company, makes drones professionally, and very experienced out in Kansas. And I guess he has government contracts, and he knows, high-ranking type people. So he sits there and he proceeds to, what he thinks, based off of people he's talked to, that there was a missing nuclear weapon that possibly coming from Ukraine.
Oh,
and
great.
It's the drones are supposed to be searching for it with some kind of sensors, because he says that with his experience, that there should be no drones. No, there's no point to have a drone at night. It's just, they have thermal optics and whatnot, but he's like, that traditionally, there's no real reason to have drones at night. So what's the deal? Why the drones? He says they're sensing stuff at night for whatever reason. In any case, what I find funny is that Rogan put that one out. Everyone flocks to it, right? Now, I don't know who came first. If Joe had his next guest on, that kind of refuted everything this guy said, or
Really?
at least had a good explanation for the reasons, or to say that this guy could be wrong. And then Pat had this guy on for an interview, a short interview.
Patrick Bet David,
one of his
Valuetainment, one of our favorites.
One of his shows. Within a day or two of Rogan's posting of this video to begin with. In any case, so the second guy that Rogan has, well, the second guy that Rogan has in this story is a ex-military pilot, test pilot, something seems like almost high ranking. And he just was able to shoot down a lot of the theory that this guy had. So is it opposed opposition? Is one of them lying? I mean, one of them has to be more full of shit than the other and still not be telling the truth, or at least, again, this drone guy, he could have been fed information, throughout this timeline or something. It's just, why are they doing this? What would be the reason to lie to us about why they're here? They're definitely not in other countries. They're not a hobbyist. They talk about how they can't shoot them down. If you're breaking the law and you're over someone's house, yeah, who's not shooting this shit? These things over a certain weight, they got to be
licensed.
Yeah, they have them registered or whatnot. So you can't find. Okay, so if you admit that you can't find these things, they seem to be stealthy because they're not emitting any kind of electronic signature or something that they can gauge what it is or where it's coming from. They're up in the air for hours on hours. Well, that's not a hobbyist thing. That's crazy. Either they got some super silent motors in there, get some kind of gasoline or fuel source, or they have crazy battery technology where these things are supposedly like 6 feet to like some of the biggest cars.
Yeah.
And they're floating in the air for hours. That's insane. So I don't know. Is it all disinformation? Is it a psyop, like you say? Or are they like, what are they hiding so hard? The funny thing is, though, is you really want to go down a rabbit hole. It's the Project Bluebeam. This is kind of like that. And I've seen some people kind of correlate, they always condition us. Is this like another conditioning? They always say like the alien movies were conditioning for this event to happen, right? So you have like Independence Day happen. We got to unify the world. In any case, like Spider-Man, one of the last Spider-Man movies, they have all these drones are able to create these holograms.
Oh.
So what if this is just, again, conditioning us for the next year or something of just seeing drones in the sky? Maybe this is, I don't know. It don't make fucking sense. All in all, I think it's kind of smoke and mirrors. I think that it's covering up. It's getting all that sensation, all the clicks, all the attention averted to this bullshit. Again, that maybe that's why the Democrats are kind of playing into it, trying to get everyone really jumped on, like, what is this? If it was that dangerous, that nefarious, I think things would have happened already. I think someone would have shot one down. Some fucking county sheriff, some state trooper, maybe even fucking a U.S. Marshal would just blow these things out of the sky. Because, yeah, there might be laws and implications and everything. I forget what the fucking law is that pilot was talking about that makes it, maybe it wasn't him, maybe it was a senator or something. Someone was given an explanation of why it's illegal just for even the military to go shoot one of these things down because of where it's at in the air. Like we don't have air rights, which isn't that kind of bullshit, because if this was over like DC right now, you're telling me that Secret Service wouldn't try to shoot this down?
Of course they would.
But it's over military bases, but we can't shoot it down because it could start. What are you fucking talking about? This is almost as weird as the balloon thing, fucking.
Yeah, that was weird. Yeah.
So it just seems, again, it's like the fucking assassination we just had of the CEO. It's like they're just kind of laying out shit out in front of us, just enough for you to follow. It's like a movie. The whole world is nothing but a movie now.
I know, man. It's a psyop, or what did you call it? A simulation?
Yeah,
are we living in a simulation? You told me about this years ago. Like, we're all dead, and like, what? What are you talking about, Logan? What are you smoking, man? And I was just like, but then sometimes I don't know. It feels like, yeah, is he right? I don't know. Oh God, I can talk about my gout. I got gout, people. Oh, that's no simulation. Anyway, Elon Musk. Elon will probably come up, especially if he really is going to do something with this Doge thing. Wasn't there a coin called Doge?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's Department of what is it? Department of or Government Efficiency or something. Yeah, they're trying to. Yeah. So I'm a mixed guy on Elon. We won't waste everybody's time. I'm a mixed bag on him. On one hand, I admire him. I like some of the things he's done. Other ways, I look at him like, I don't know if your company's really that great. Do you really need to be so successful? People are pouring all this money into your stock, and I don't really know if it makes real financial economic sense. And he's got a lot of tax breaks with different other things he was doing, solar companies. Anyway, we won't do a whole Elon thing right now, but he's definitely an interesting character on the world stage. There's several of these guys. Call him I don't know what you want to call him, the nouveau riche. I mean, there's a bunch of these guys who are super rich. What was it? Peter Thiel's one of them. I brought up Alex Karp, the CEO of Palantir. He's an interesting dude. Again, I'm not saying I'm for these guys. I'm not saying I'm against these guys. They're interesting. I am critical of all of them, though. Obviously, in the modern era, Bill Gates is probably right at the top of who I'm really, afraid of / critical of. Him and Soros, would be way up there, And as a conspiracy kook, I go way back. It's, Rothschild, Rockefellers. I was very obsessed with the Rockefellers at one point. I don't know they're completely gone away either. I think they just try to stay low, stay quiet. I think we'll get into that another time. But Elon, hopefully he's doing some good things. I guess Jeff Bezos, speaking of all these wacky billionaires, he met with Trump in Mar-a-Lago, and Elon crashed the meeting, which I think is funny as all F get out. And what's also kind of funny, I don't think it has anything to do with this New Jersey, New York drone stuff, but Elon, doesn't he have plans of wanting to bring all these drones and drop packages off at people's houses? You've heard this, right?
Bezos.
Well, I'm sorry, not Elon, Bezos. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I think they have some. It depends on where you live compared to where they got these warehouses at.
I mean,
so
to me, even that sounds nuts, folks.
So,
let's be clear, that sounds nuts.
Close to us, if you order certain items, because we have a warehouse not too far, like 15 miles from here, not even.
As we sit here in our bunker in Peoria, Illinois,
you can, if you look, they'll say you can pick up, which I always thought was funny. So you can choose to pick up, and then they just put it in a locker, and you just go down there and probably
really
scan it or some shit.
Oh, yeah. Wow!
And then grab your crap like that.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyways, so there could be an option for us to get drone pack. Well, at least me to get drone pack.
I'm kind of a caveman. I really don't know how to, you with your bells and your buzzers and your buttons, and I don't know how to operate all that stuff, Logan. Yeah, this guy does. That's why I hang out with him. He's the techie I need in my life. This continuing resolution bill, dude. Did you see any of this? It's almost like Congress is going, oh crap again. Oh, Dad's coming back. Oh crap. We have this sleepy old great grandpa over here who's not paying attention or who's not really in charge. And so
alive.
Yeah, or is he alive? Yeah. So we're just facetious there, folks. But so Dad's coming back home. Oh shit, Dad's coming. We gotta clean up. Oh, before Dad gets here, let's have one more big party. Let's push all this pork crap through. And a big spending bill, and we're continuing to keep the government open. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, I plead with you. I'm telling you, we haven't had an annual budget that was balanced, I think, since Bill Clinton's last year in office. Look it up if I'm wrong. 24 years ago? What the hell is wrong with you people? Do your job, Congress. Do your job. So anyway, hey, the government's funded through March. Hey, party on, Wayne, party on, Garth. And we'll get to Garth in a little while here. But before we do, Luigi Mangione. Oh, he's got a great fucking name. I can't deny that. But is he the guy? Or is he kind of an Oswald? Is he being set up here? I don't know. It's weird. Again, you talk about how it's like a movie. So there's a lot of information, could be disinformation, could be misinformation, about all of this stuff out there, folks. And it gets maddening. You just want to figure out what the hell's true. And we, it's so hard to get the truth about anything. But what I think is true, if you do a little homework, that a while back, some United Healthcare execs, including Brian Thompson, but the other ones did it before him, dumped a bunch of their stock. Now, this is not illegal. Some might say it's questionable. Some might say it's shady. I don't know. But it is interesting. And of course, anything to do with Nancy Pelosi, or more to the point, Paul Pelosi. Anything to do with any congressmen or women doing any insider trading is also very, very interesting. In my book, as I say, if you find out some of the net worths of these people, Logan, when they get to Congress and then within like 5-10 years, I mean, holy cow. I mean, they make nice money, but they don't make that kind of money for their annual salary. So somebody's getting some tips. Somebody's got some, movement with the stock market and a lot of insider trading going on there. It's just crazy. But hopefully more will be revealed. But Log, we got atheists. People don't believe in God or karma. Well, what happened to my girl? She's over in Europe, huh? Nancy with a laughing face. She took a fall. She took a little bump. Oh, got a little boo-boo.
Did you hear there's another congresswoman who's been like in hospice for a certain amount of time?
No.
I can't think of her name right now.
Oh, I have to look this up.
Yeah, she's
look this up. Oh God.
Here.
Well, we hope she gets well. I guess she's not, she's in hospice. I guess that's towards the end. We saw last year Dianne Feinstein, the Senator Feinstein from California. She was, that was so sad too. And Logan and I have talked about that before. These people, either in the House or the Senate, they just won't go away. It's like at some point, I remember thinking about John McCain. The guy beat cancer, skin cancer and stuff. And, I kept thinking, Senator McCain, you've had a distinguished career. You've run for president a couple times. Okay, you didn't get there, but go retire. Go spend some time with your grandkids and your kids and, go golf or whatever, man. Have a good time. Paint. I don't know. Go on trips with the wife. What are you doing? And you just think, wow, that power and that identity of being a House member or a senator, that power trip must be so, wow. I mean, it must be just like they say, power is the greatest drug. I don't know. I've only got to experience just little doses of it in my life. Never really know what power is all about. But yeah, I mean, they just don't, they once they get in there, they seem like they don't want to go away. Good news, Mitch McConnell, I think, is finally leaving. Willard Romney, you know him better as Mitt Romney, he's going to leave. I don't know if he's going to leave soon or it's the end of the term or whatever. So that's some good news. So hopefully some more of these older folks will just get out and just get out of the way, and hopefully we can get some better leadership.
We're talking about term limits. That's usually the big thing they're talking about. So when you talk about like the stock, I've heard someone, again, I don't know if it was Elon Vivek or just some other talking head on Twitter, but they were saying something along the lines like, after so many years, for so many years, you wouldn't be able to like invest in whatever stock. You wouldn't be able to go and be, a board member or work for one of these companies that
lobbyists or board member, right? So many just revolving fucking door.
So they'd put a stop to that. Well, that would definitely change. So then you take that incentive to like, okay, so you either actually want to help the country or you're just going to find more crooked fucking ways to screw us over while not getting those incentives that we're now going to take. But again, if you've got term limits, two-year terms, or do we just do 4-year terms? I mean,
somebody made a great thing years ago, and I think they said you should be three terms for the House, because if you're lucky enough to keep getting reelected, that'd be 6 years, and then maybe 2 terms for the Senate, and that'd be 12 years. You know what I mean? So in other words, you could still bounce around and still have this long political career, but you wouldn't be at least in that place that long.
Politics shouldn't be the career, though.
Yeah.
That's what we should try to take out of it.
Exactly.
The public service.
Exactly. It never was meant to be that, folks. And what's interesting, a lot of these people do have degrees and backgrounds and other things, and then at some point they go, I think I want to get in Congress. Get cash in and
just like that.
Make money, And in the past, we've had a lot of teachers. We've got an ton of lawyers, unfortunately. Again, they're very smart people. Unfortunately, they don't always use those smarts for the right things in the right ways. But yeah, I mean, again, is a Congress ever going to vote for term limits? But that would be a great way to give them term limits if you took away some of the incentives. So, I mean, that would, maybe they'll just, be there for a while and move on, so. That would be nice. That would be nice. Anyway, we'll get more back to that. Any more thoughts on Luigi Mangione?
I don't think it's him. I don't think he was a shooter. The whole eyebrow thing. we were talking about before, from one picture to another, from the picture of him in the Starbucks that they got,
Or yeah, Starbucks McDonald's.
clear, no hair, nice gap of skin, and
Yeah.
then 5 days
Yeah.
later they arrest this guy and he's got like a fucking unibrow.
Yeah, I know. Somebody else brought that
That's-
up to me, and you're bringing it up, and
It
it's
just
like
seems awkward. I guess there was other things where different style backpacks and coats were different from the shooting to him getting caught. But I guess you throw shit away, you find other stuff. But I don't know.
Well,
The way they paraded him down the street was just weird. It was the whole Joker thing was like, it was like that from the fucking movie, right?
like he's that dangerous.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean, if you
insane.
got him shackled, then you gotta,
So again,
yeah,
why wouldn't someone, you give a perfect chance? Why didn't they Oswald that fucker, right? You're playing his day. I'm sure somebody could have came up and got him from across, a sniper type of situation. But you prayed him like nothing. Just prayed him through the street. So and he's so fucking glorified right now from the left. Why? So it's now they're calling for gun control because of the school shooting in Madison, Wisconsin. But they're not fucking calling it for this guy. Why aren't they calling for gun control when this guy got killed by a gun? And like one of the most heavily regulated law, with all the anti-gun laws in fucking New York City. Like what the fuck is going on? Why is this guy like, fuck, was Marilyn Manson, not Marilyn Manson. Was it not him. What the fuck? The Manson guy.
Oh, Charles Manson.
Yeah, sure. Wasn't he like fucking the weird love letters and shit from all kinds of crazy women? Like, why are they?
Oh yeah, well, I guess there's a lot of that. There's a lot of like women who get. You change the topic.
Well, no, I'm
it's
making
okay. It's okay.
Crazy fucking murder.
Oh, this guy's gonna get a lot of letters. No, because he's a good looking dude.
You have a crazy whole fucking side of like the populace because they're all left and they're all like, oh, this is great. We should fucking call them to kill more CEOs, and it's like, what the fuck? Insanity, like insane. And these are. But they weren't dog whistling people to go after Trump with all their Nazi talk. And then they do this type of shit. It blows my fucking mind. Like,
yeah, it's interesting. Is this the dark side of populism? I don't know. I mean, I'm a populist at heart. I obviously this could be more from the left view. You could be right about that. But here's what I would say, Logue. I mean, I'm not a private investigator. I'm not in law enforcement, but law enforcement should be looking into, in my opinion, I'm just breaking this down, ladies and gentlemen. Who had the most to gain from Brian Thompson's demise? Okay.
or
Who financially or career-wise would have the most to gain? Could it be another executive with a company? Could it be his wife? Were they having troubles? There's talk of that. I mean, if this woman's innocent, I'm so sorry, ma'am. I'm not trying to, but look.
I think you're asking the wrong question.
You think so?
I think it's
maybe
who had the most to lose.
Oh,
I mean, if it's true and he was supposed to
maybe
give like some kind of testify against certain dealings with congressional folks, with insider trading or something that can lead down that road, they have a lot to lose, right? So I'd see that being the bigger reason if there was any kind of truth to him speaking to some capacity to get someone else in trouble. I wouldn't say it was like a competition thing to gain from it. I think someone was going to lose something from him.
Yeah.
And talking.
So I guess,
and I think it was a professional hit if that's the case. I think everything about that to me made it look like it was a professional hitman just like fucking it up to make it look like some Yahoo fucking like college kid. I think that's people are always on professional. Look at the way he with the gun. Yeah, but look at the way how smooth he was with that. Like he almost anticipated it to jam, to be that fucking calm. I don't think it was that kid unless this is some crazy MK Ultra shit, which it could be.
Never rule those things out.
And he's I don't know. I heard there was some discreet, like out of all the things that they were like getting him with, like something about money. They found cash on him. Like $8,000 in cash or $10,000.
Some of it was monopoly money.
And he said it wasn't his. He's like, that's not mine. He took guns, everything else. He like, yeah, that's mine. But the money, he's like, no, that's not mine. Just seems kind of weird that,
yeah,
why I don't know. I think this is smoke and mirrors. I think it's being, again, never waste a good crisis. I think they're
There
just,
you go.
I think between this and the drone shit, there's something going on in the background. Again, you didn't hear too much about Pelosi busting her ass. I only saw 1 or 2 headlines that popped through all my news feeds. So
as far as Nancy with the laughing face taking a fall in Europe or something like that, I mean, you tell me there's no God, really? Anyway, karma's real. Karma's a bitch too. It's true. There was F-18 shot down, friendly fire, they say, over the Red Sea. The guy, the pilot ejected. He's alive, thank God. This was near the USS Truman, or I don't know if the plane came from the USS Truman. It's been in the Red Sea due to all the Houthi rebel, maybe funded by Iran situation. I mean, we don't have to go too far down this path, but there just seems to be a movement. I mean, even when Trump was shot at on July 13th, like, there's a lot of people just want to be like, Iran. No, I'm not saying I trust them or they're any kind of good guys or anything like that. We all got to be careful out there what's going on, but I don't know. I mean, you do sense that, don't you? There's this huge Iran. We got to go to war. We got to go to war. It's just like,
again, I think the Iranian thing's more of another smoke and mirrors moment. I think Russia's would be the scariest one. I mean, we keep.
I agree.
I mean, we're not. We, as in Ukraine, are now like fucking shooting shit inland, like pretty good, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I would hope again Trump has a muzzle of some sorts on Putin just to fucking hold off until he can actually make some kind of.
And I'm just so afraid because Biden's throwing money here and there, and to this he's throwing more money at Ukraine and more money to other countries, doing all this. He's going to find some way to kick it back to him or his family. And oh God, it's just I can't believe it, man. Look. Logan and I, folks, we are about peace. We would love if President Trump can work something out and bring peace to this Ukraine-Russia conflict and just, that would be a beautiful thing. That would be a beautiful thing. Obviously, there's going to have to be give and take on each side. Obviously, nobody's going to be happy per se, but the violence and the bloodshed needs to stop. And you can say a lot of things about Donald Trump, and he's no perfect human being, but I mean, this really has just been awful. The loss of life and the destruction and money. Of course, that's further down the list than human life, but it's all just a big waste of time. This is all horrible. The whole thing's been horrible. This is one of the main things I hope that Trump can get a hold of really soon when he gets in. This is really important. I really hope he gets this one done. Well, folks, we might not be done with the drone thing just yet. Not that we're going to say much more about the drone specifically, but we're going to go a little bit down the rabbit hole. My buddy doesn't want to do this, but I want to do it, and I have a reason for doing it because there's some recent things with doctors Stephen Greer, one of the, what do you want to say, darlings of the internet, darlings of podcasts, and on the whole UFO ET thing. So I don't know what I think of him. I don't know. I've got a thing. I don't know. Do you have a thing where you watch certain people and all of a sudden you get the BS radar? I don't like you. There's something fucked up there. I don't like.
See, that's how I feel about him.
That's how you feel about Stephen Greer.
Like when he can tell a story, whatever the fuck it is he's saying. I feel I sense bullshit.
Okay.
I just sense a lot of bullshit. It's like when I listen to Bob Lazar, like when he had his big podcast with Rogan, that one, right. I believed everything he fucking said. He
was very believable. Bob Lazar was very believable.
I don't trust that guy. I think he's opposed opposition. I think he's disinformation.
Okay.
I think he's just
could be.
He's out there just kind of
could be.
Again, creating this little a part of this conditioning that we're all going through.
Gotcha.
The drones are a part of that.
Gotcha.
Maybe him popping up more often, up and even if it's past stuff. But he's popping up on people's feeds now with these little cut down clips and stuff. I don't know. I don't trust him. I don't trust this fucker.
Okay.
If he's goddamn smart, where's all the proof? Some actual proof.
Okay. All right. Because I think he set himself up here to, either something big is going to happen. We're going to get to this in just a sec. Or he's going to look really freaking stupid and probably lose a lot of his credibility if he, what credibility, what interest, more or less that's what it's all about, right? Eyeballs, clicks, interest. How interested am I in what you're saying? I think he set himself up here, and January 15th is the date. Let me set this up a little bit better, folks. So first of all, let's just do this real quick, Chloe, before we get into Stephen Greer and his recent podcast visits. Now, Logue, let me just clarify for our audience. Just briefly, we're going to do more ET shit. We're going to do more UFO shit. Just let our audience know, where do you stand on ETs and UFOs? You go first, and then I'll do a quick thing, and then we will get into Stephen Greer and some of his recent predictions here.
I can't confirm nor deny. I don't know.
Okay. All right. So we've touched upon this topic before. I am a complete UFO ET kook. Maybe it's just too many damn movies, like we keep referencing Hollywood, referencing the movies. I saw Close Encounters of the Third Kind, man. I just I can't do it. But anyway, I loved it, man. I thought, one of the best things. I mean, I've always loved mashed potatoes, but you've seen that movie, right? Close Encounters of the Third Kind with Richard Dreyfuss. He builds this big mountain of mashed potatoes, and it's to be the whatever witch mountain in Colorado or something. Anyway, I got to go there someday. I liked it. It was a good movie. I thought it was a good movie. That was more pro ET, I suppose. Then ET, like, I'll be right here, Logan. Anyway, those are more pro alien movies. And then you got, like, you brought up Independence Day earlier, didn't you? Ooh, that was a good one. That was a fun movie. Or even the best one was, back when I was a kid. Did you ever see Alien? The first one with Steve, with Sigourney Weaver. Mm-hmm. I think they sort of recreated that with Spaceballs, to see where the guy also this alien rips out of his chest and like, hello, my baby, hello, my ragtime gal. Was that Spaceballs? I think it was. Anyway. But the original, that actor was John Hurd, maybe. But yeah, it was Sigourney Weaver. Yeah, the guy starts freaking out, and then this alien rips out of his chest. Anyway, it's probably way too much Hollywood. It's definitely way too much The Twilight Zone. If you ever watched that, today, for the younger people today, look at this going, what's so great about that? It was very low budget, kids, and black and white, but it was really, really a cool show. And there were several alien themes. They did several episodes where they had an alien theme, episode. Rod Serling, brilliant guy, had something to do with the original Planet of the Apes too. He wrote, he was a co-writer, I think, on that. Anyway, good stuff. And then maybe that's all it is. But to be honest with you, I think it's just I'm a negative person, and that's probably the psychology of it all. I've never seen a space alien that I know. These are weird people, though. You never know, man. Maybe they walk among us. I don't know. In the sky, I've seen stuff. I told you I saw something that's moving way up there and then went, but that could be military. That could be some high, that could be some stealth, whatever we got. But so I have no firsthand experience. I just want to throw that on the table. But I am a complete kook. I believe all the most darkest of all things. And I think that I don't know how many different species there are out there. Obviously, the Greys are a big group. And they've been referenced in Hollywood in a lot of different movies and books that became movies, like Communion. Whitley Strieber starred Christopher Walken, all kinds of stuff. So I'm a big believer. I don't want to be, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to be, but you are, Jay. So what are you saying? No, I mean, I think we're nuts. I think we're satanic. Human beings, we like to fight each other. We like to be each other's adversary. We like to kill each other. We advance our freaking technology. And really, I mean, the phones, everything. This is all from World War II. This is all from wanting to kill each other. These are all byproducts. The internet, this is all a Pentagon thing that they decided to make public and make cash in and make money off it. All of this is fueled by our desire to kill one another. So when I say we're satanic, that's what I'm talking about. We, humanity, we got our own problems. Are you going to tell me there's something else out there? Or a whole bunch of something else is out there? That's scary as all hell. Maybe I've done this before. I don't want to be too repetitive. So I'm a big believer in ETs. I'm a big believer in the whole UFO thing. Then you got people talking about interdimensional things and all that. I don't want to get too deep in the woods. All I'm going to say is I do believe there are ETs in the flesh. I do believe there are UFOs in the realm of matter. They are made of something, some kind of metal I assume. I think they're real. Okay, back to the drones. Again, is this a psyop? Is this conditioning? Where are we going with all this? Are they trying to get us used to all these things flying around us? What is going on? Well, Dr. Stephen Greer, again, he's been kind of a darling on the internet. You know, you say you're like, nah, you got your BS radar going with him. Okay. I have had that with several people too. Just like a recent Bitcoin guy was on PBD. Michael Saylor, I think is his name. I got my BS thing going with him too. Anyway, we'll see about Mr. Saylor and Bitcoin. That's another topic we've talked about before. We'll talk about it again. Anyway, Greer was on. Talk about a crazy thing. He was on Superfly, which is the Dana Carvey. That's Garth from Wayne's World. Dana Carvey and Church Lady, and David Spade. These are comedic actors. You know, he was on there. I mean, and they just kind of shut up, which is a rare thing for them. They just sort of shut up and listen to him. And, you know, we expected Greer to be on a Rogan. And then he just came back to PBD. He's been there at least once before. So he was there again.
He wasn't there again.
Oh.
That was he was there 5 months ago. He was on.
Oh.
What you saw was just the...
was it? Okay. Okay. So he's been on, you know, a lot of different, you know, internet things. He's making some very big predictions. He's talking about something big happening basically between anytime now, and this is late December, we're filming this, and January 15th. So this guy, he's put himself out there, and he's either something's gonna, you know, or he's gonna look stupid and fall off the earth. I don't know.
And what's he saying? What claim? What does he say?
Well, I mean,
give him reasons to think this. What's his evidence?
He goes off this long thing. It seems kind of strange. He almost claims there's a rogue group of government, I don't know what you want to call them, military people that have their own thing going on with the aliens. And they're gonna do something soon and come out with something and show the world. Again, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Now, you brought this up to wacky. And now, first of all, folks, we're getting in deep into the wacky world. I should have brought the tinfoil hats right now. I should have done that. But, you know, another internet wacky thing is that, you know, we're just going internet wacky just for kicks and giggles here to wind up the show. But the Simpsons are saying that there could be an internet outage on Christmas Day.
Yeah, Christmas Day there's supposed to be no internet. So claims the Simpsons. And they've been great on a lot of that stuff. There's a lot of crazy coincidences that happen out of those shows.
I mean, I'll be the first to say, I love the show. I've loved the show since it first came on. They were doing little clips on frickin' Tracy Ullman. They took, you know, she's gone, and their show has become one of the longest, most successful television shows in the history of American television. Facts. They predicted all kinds of things. My God, that thing with Trump coming down the escalator, them holding up the magazine that says 9/11 on it, and then behind there you see the Twin Towers. I mean, creepy, weird stuff, folks. And I first heard this thing on YouTube on the internet like 10 years ago. Oh, Simpsons predict the future. At least 10 years ago. I was like, oh, come on, that's silly. What are you doing? And then you start watching this stuff, and you're like, oh. So I don't know if, what's his name, Matt Groening, whatever his name is. I think he's joked about, we're in the Illuminati. Oh, okay, buddy. Well, maybe you are. Anyway, there you go. And there are other internet predictions right now that something big is going to happen Christmas Day 2024. Again, folks, I hope nothing big happens. Hope everybody has a nice Christmas and gets along with their families and their relatives. And don't go too deep into debt, okay? And then there's some other wacky internet stuff saying there's a black pyramid under the ice and the snow in Antarctica, and it's going to light up January 3rd, 2025. And there's going to be this big storm in Dallas, Texas, you know, sometime in the first quarter of the year. That's going to be this, like, the worst storm ever. It's going to be horrible. Now, just be real clear with everybody out there. There was a thing last spring about some red cow thing, and it did not turn out to be as prophetic thing. Was it the sun or some, I don't know, forget what the whole thing was, but you remember that. It was like last spring we did a thing about it, and we were having a little fun with it. And then a lot of that never really seemed to happen. We were about CERN and blowing stuff up, but we're still worried about that with the trying to split atoms under the ground, stuff that they do. and create open dimensions. We're still worried about that. But things didn't happen like some people predicted last spring. There was some stuff last October 25th. Somebody who was supposedly dead was supposed to reappear. And people think it was going to be, entertainer Michael Jackson or entertainer Prince. And then, of course, the QAnon people were all hoping it was going to be JFK Jr. None of the above happened. None of the above happened. So a lot of things are on the internet, a lot of BS, a lot of phony baloney. We know that to be true. And again, I'll just say, I hope there are no space aliens because we, humanity, we're complicated enough. We got enough of our own mess going on here. But my dark side tends to say, yeah, it's probably true. It's probably true. We're going to have other shows about the topic. It's not going to go away. Who knows? It may just take over everything here in the near future. So we'll see. We'll see if Dr. Stephen Greer knows anything or doesn't know anything. Any before we move on and wrap things up? I mean, any more closing thoughts on UFOs, drones, Greer, any of these people? Anything? I just want to check with you.
It's a fucking movie. It's a bad movie. It just feels like all this weird shit's happening. The way they, again, going back to the fucking shooter, they got this weird shit going on with him.
Yeah.
You got, and again, even the Madison shooting thing happening, weird
Horrible.
circumstances.
Yeah.
And
Horrible.
I don't know. It's we're fucked.
We are,
John.
We are, buddy. I want to end on a little bit of a high note. Well, sort of. So maybe you'll get to watch some good movies. I just want to say, Fly Me to the Moon. I just want to give it a good movie review. 2 thumbs. Well, hit this thumb. God, public service announcement. Don't drink too much and eat too much high protein gout, people. That's real. Heart cherry juice. It helps. I kind of forgot to drink some. And anyway, it happens. Gout is real. Struggle is real. Fly Me to the Moon is a fun movie. Scarlett Johansson, I think that's her name. Yeah, she's a cutie in it. Channing Tatum, usually he's just a pretty face. He does actually a good job. It does a whole thing about the moon landing thing, and it's kind of funny and kind of cute. Again, it's not a great movie, but it's a cute entertainment, kind of a little bit of a romantic, fun movie. Again, we'll talk more about it later. There's a Putin movie coming out in early 2025.
Really?
Yeah. And I want you to watch that trailer. We'll get back to you. Maybe we'll even show it on the show here sometime, because it almost looks like they're using AI on the actor. It's like nobody looks just like him like that. It's just like, this has got to be AI. It's like too weird.
No, makeup artist, pretty fucking.
You think so? All right.
The technology of masks are insane.
It's like, yeah. I mean, maybe, yeah. They got something's very impressive. The actors who are supposed to be playing them looks like them, like a freaking clone. And of course, I just want to say, wherever you happen to be in our great country, there's a lot of great classic Christmas movies. Logan, I don't know if you have a favorite
Christmas Story.
Christmas Story? Yeah,
that's my favorite.
Yeah,
I enjoy that shit.
BB gun, you'll shoot your eye out. It's great. Darren McGavin, I think. Oh man. So that's a good one. Obviously, National Lampoon's Christmas with Randy Quaid is a fun one. I mean, there's a lot of fun ones. I mean, I liked Elf. I thought The Grinch. Remember when I first hearing about The Grinch, I was like, what are they doing? And then I saw like, oh.
Well, the one with Carrey?
Yeah, Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
And Ron Howard, like, okay, he pulled it off. Allegedly, Jack Nicholson was thought of for that. Wouldn't that be?
That would have worked.
Been a little too much Joker. Maybe been a little too much Joker as a Grinch. But anyway, a lot of places, Logue will do these classics. They'll play like A Christmas Carol, or Miracle on 34th Street, or my favorite of all time, any movie, It's a Wonderful Life with Jimmy Stewart. Are you familiar with that black and white movie? Donna Reed, Jimmy Stewart. Okay, that's my favorite movie of all time. Love that movie. If you get a chance, some theaters throughout the country will show these classic movies, usually at a cheaper price, hopefully. And so, again, everybody, I hope you're having a great holiday season. Hope you're not fighting with the relatives, and hope you're not going too deep into debt. We love you. Happy holidays. Whether it's Hanukkah, Christmas, winter solstice, you crazy pagans out at Stonehenge. And I hope you all have a happy New Year. God bless you all. And until we meet again, love you. That was fun, huh?
Sure.
Sometimes I wonder, what the hell's he thinking? Like, why do I do this with him? He's so weird.